Hi, this is just a quick explanation of how to hire a programmer without running into a lot of problems using Upwork. What you do is, let's say you want to a program developed that is a desktop program. You have to select the right categories here, and then you have to keep this very concise, this first statement, because this is what the people are going to, this first things that the contractors are going to see. You have to describe exactly what you need to have done, and I would go into as much detail as possible here. It looks like maybe you have to stop at the end of this window, but no, you don't. You just keep typing and typing and typing. And attach documents. It's best to send them some sort of diagram of the fields that are involved, the input fields, and perhaps the headings, just so there's no misunderstanding. Because if you try to do it, explain that in text, it's very difficult to do. Just do some kind of mock-up that they can go by, and because when they're bidding, they have to be kind of aware what's involved. Although don't go into too much detail, because you don't want people to take your application ideas away. Put enough detail in there, maybe a small diagram, and keep the headings vague. Just say to be announced or something, but give them a general idea of what it's going to look like, so that they have a better idea how much they should be bidding. And you can do that by attaching documents. Personally, I'd like to go for like a one-time project, and if you click off these two items here, it's going to cost you more for programming for them to get it to work in Mac or in Windows. I use a Windows desktop, so I usually just check this off. You can select just one freelancer here, and this is kind of new. I haven't seen this because I used to use Elance, and this is a life cycle, so you can give them specifics here. Probably should be at this point with the program, unless it's something that you're not really that familiar with. I would wait until you get enough details that you can put in the specifications. Now, you can pay by milestones, like a fixed cost, and then I don't really see it in here, but I know with Elance you could pay by milestones, and never pay upfront for any work, any programming work. If it's a large project, separate it into milestones and then just pay for when a milestone is complete, and make sure that you fully test the milestone beforehand before you release the payment. The same goes for even a small tiny program that you might be paying $100 for. Make sure that you have the program, you have the source code, and yet you have fully tested it. It could take you a few days because you want to check out different variations and different entries that you could possibly make to see if it works properly, and then release the money. If the programmer stresses that they need the money right away for some reason, personal reason, just refuse to do so. Now, of course, if you add in different functions, you should expect to pay extra for that. If they weren't specified, that's why you have to be very specific in the beginning to make sure that they know what's involved. So they can't say to you, well, you didn't specify that initially. Say, yes, I did, or no, I didn't. If you didn't, you'll have to pay more for it. Now, if everything goes correctly and you finally have the final product is adequate and you have fully tested it, make sure that you give them feedback right away, because they depend on the feedback to acquire more jobs. That's it for now, and see you in the next video.